Alright, what's happening, folks? It's UNHOST here, and today we've got Anvil Anatomy Part 2 for, we've got Minecraft 1.4.5 right now. So there actually was a couple small changes that we're going to go over, as well as the stuff that I didn't cover in Part 1. And if you guys haven't seen Part 1, I'll link it in the description right now, and you'll learn a lot about anvils and exactly what they do, and how you can use them to their full potential. So today I'm going to cover the rest of the stuff that is remaining that I haven't gone over in episode 1. So sit tight, enjoy, grab some popcorn, have a good time. Alright, so here we are, guys. We've got the three types of anvil in front of us. We've got the regular anvil, as you guys can see here. We've got the slightly damaged anvil, and here is the very damaged anvil. Now, there is basically no difference except for the life that one has. And people have made some pretty cool inventions where once one dies out, they can flip one in, and I'll link a couple of them in the description for you guys. These little, I guess you call them anvil swappers, whenever they're ready to be turned over, or turn over a new leaf. But I'm going to get into something that probably a lot of you guys are waiting on. I want to show you guys the trajectory with TNT. I told you guys I was going to do an episode 1. Unfortunately, I didn't. But let's start blowing some shit up. So, just for the record, I want to let you guys know that when you place TNT on a still anvil, or anvils that are not even traveling, nothing happens. It's got the same blast resistance as obsidian, believe it or not, and you cannot blow it up without third-party programs or anything like that. So, how exactly do we get it to project, or make it a projectile? Well, it's got to be falling, basically. And along with the anvil swappers that we talked about a little earlier, some people have some really cool ideas for a little anvil cannon, I guess you could call it. But, unfortunately, even if the anvil goes through you, like we talked in episode 1, it does not hurt you unless it lands on you. So, and if you have a helmet, you'll be protected. So we'll let this TNT go off, and we'll try to time it just right, because it needs to be an entity in the air. Oh, we actually moved it 1. We must have got there last second. So you need to time it perfect. It's got to have the perfect amount of delay, and as you guys can see, to get a good trajectory on it, just a little bit. Obviously, if we had more TNT and stuff, it would be a little bit easier for us. And also, in the description below, I'll be leaving a couple videos for the cannons as well, just ones that I enjoy watching. But as you guys can see, the more TNT, the better it's going to be. Oh, well, not the best example, but you guys kind of get the gist that it's got to be falling, like sand or gravel or anything like that. So let's take a look at the GUI, and the first thing we're going to check out is actually we're going to look at combining enchantments. So as you guys may or may not know, you can combine enchantments, and you can actually get a lot of level 5 stuff now that you used to not be able to get. So as we'll look here, we've got a sharpness 4 sword. There are some conflicting enchantments, such as Bane of Arthropods and Sharpness cannot be on the same sword. So if we put Bane of Arthropods and Knockback 2 right here, you would think that this sword right here would have, well, Sharpness 4, Bane of Arthropods 4, and Knockback 2. But since it's in the first spot, it's going to pick up that first enchantment. Now we've got Sharpness here, so if we switch it around, we'll actually get Sharpness on it. So it all depends on what's first, and it kind of looks at what's left over here. And that's pretty important to know, just in case you're looking for that certain sword and don't think you can get it. But each time you enchant an item, the enchantment cost goes up just a little bit. I'll show you what I mean a little bit later in the video. But as we can see right here, we've got a Smite 4, Knockback 2 sword. And let's see, what do we want to put that with? Oh, we've got a Smite 5 already. Smite 4, Knockback 2. So let's put that with Sharpness, obviously. Same thing again. It's going to go with the Smite. But let's do the Sharpness 3. There we go, Sharpness. So that's just kind of the same little deal there. But as we can see here, let's do Bane of Arthropods and Fire Aspect. And what else do we got? We want to put some knockback on it. If we want to put some knockback on it, it'll cost us 34 levels. Now, I'm in creative mode, obviously, but if anything was over 40 levels, I would not be able to purchase it just for the fact that it's too high, supposedly, by Mojang. Now, this might be changed. You know, make sure to check the description for anything that has changed. But as you guys can see here, we've actually got Bane of Arthropods 5 because we put Bane of Arthropods together, and you're going to need 2 of those same levels. If we had Bane of Arthropods 3, it wouldn't be an upgrade. It would stay at Bane of Arthropods 4. So you need 2 like pairs to kind of advance. Just think of it as kind of like cards in a way. You're going to need 2 like pairs. So we got the knockback. got the fire aspect. Now, we got this great sword right here with looting on it. We got smite, knockback, looting, fire aspect. Now, if I wanted to get sharpness and make this a boss sword, we'd come over here. Let's just try to find a oh, there we go. Now we completely get rid of that smite, which is amazing. So keep that in mind, but it is 66 levels, which is unfortunate. So I'm not sure if you guys were aware or saw, but I think Mojang is a little bit smart, and they realized that, yeah, that's a great sword. So what we're going to want to do is we can actually get sharpness 5 this way. 42 levels, still can't do it, unfortunately. Which is really a big bummer. Let's go into survival mode, just to do some testing, and see if it's still the same. See if we can actually even do that. Here we go, we got our sharpness, we're trying to enchant it again. Let's go over here, we got the sharpness, and let's get our sharpness. Where's our sharpness? Oh, fire aspect. Okay. Too expensive. Let's see if we can actually get sharpness 3 maybe. Now why isn't that doing anything? Why am I getting killed? Too expensive. Okay. So here's something I want to show you guys that was introduced to me by last username, and it's actually really, really helpful. I'm not sure if it's going to be patched. It might be. It's a pretty good exploit. I guess you could say good. Okay, I'll have to explain this. So we'll go over here. We'll repair this. It has a little bit of damage, so this cost 45. It's repaired all the way. Now we've got the exact same sword right here. It's just not nicknamed. You can see the fire aspect and the looting are just switched up. So we'll repair this, and it's 47 levels. So let's damage the swords again. There we go, both damaged. Go back into creative mode so that we can do it. And we'll go. Let's repair this one first. Okay, we'll come right here. 49 levels, so it jumps up 2 every time. So exponentially, it will, over time, of course, kind of be physically impossible to repair. Just going for the lower items, of course, because you can't repair these in vanilla. But check this out. This one with the nickname is always gonna have 45. So if you rename something, you're kind of rewarded in a way. I'm not sure if it's intended. Again, I'll have to ask Mr. Dinnerbone about it. But yes, if you do name your stuff, you can infinitely. If it's not too good of an item, you can infinitely, in vanilla survival, repair it. So I'm going to put the combination and all that stuff on the back burner for now. We'll come back to it. I've got more stuff to talk about with the combinations, but we'll move on. So another thing that I want to test out is if I rename something to, say, oak leaves, I want to see if it stacks with these oak leaves right here. So what we'll do is we'll throw the leaves out, and we'll throw some diamonds out. We got 3, 3. These are renamed to oak leaves. Okay, so then I'll throw some over here. Okay, they're getting on with the diamonds. Let's see, let's get some more oak leaves, see if they stack with the other ones. Okay, so I think that proves a point right there, that they do not stack even if they have the same name. So for some reason, I've been hearing a lot of places that efficiency 5 doesn't exist, and a lot of other things do. Well, we've got right here and here, we've got the level 4s. Boom, there we go. That's level 5 for you. Just had to put this on here because I've heard it way, way too much. Now, just to go back on the combining, there is a chart that I can link you guys in the description that's going to be very helpful, and it'll show you the exact amount of levels if you guys want to take a look at that. So, yeah, the description is going to have a lot of stuff you guys need to check out, so definitely look at that. Another thing worth mentioning is if an item is pretty much just dinged up and not very damaged, you might as well keep using it and don't repair it. It costs the exact same as if it was completely depleted. So if you guys get your little picks down to a little smidge, it would be worth it to come and put some diamonds in and actually get the same pick back with full health. So there actually exists a penalty. This kind of goes along with the little algorithm, and if your enchanted sword or enchanted anything has 1 enchantment to it, the base cost is just 1 level. Now if it's got 2 enchantments, it goes to 3. That's 3 levels, base levels. Depending on how good they are, we'll also add to the levels, but the base levels. Now if you've got 3 enchantments, that's 6. That's 6 base. But now if you've got 4 enchantments like this, you're already going to have 10 levels to begin with. before it calculates how good the weapon actually is. So for this right here, just to repair it, if it was a little bit broken, your base level would be 10, and then you'll calculate how good the stats are on it. And again, you guys can click the link and check that out and see the exact numbers if you guys have a specific item that you're wanting to repair. So if you guys are wanting to do some combining, it is the smartest thing to do to put your better item first with the most enchantments, and then the next one second, unless, like we talked about earlier, you want this enchantment to switch out with this. It's going to be more expensive, obviously, but it's a good start. So you're probably wondering, how many uses does this anvil have? And while it is random and it's got its own algorithm, the average life is 25 uses. So that's 31 iron, I believe? 31 iron for 25 uses. So you're probably getting, per piece of iron, you're getting basically 1 use out of it. So that's pretty useful to know. Also, if you guys are going to be using armor and enchanting it and stuff like that, make sure that you find one that you like, you know, and make sure that you can maybe rename them so you can keep repairing them. And it is actually a lot cheaper to keep repairing your items with the anvil than remaking and also re-enchanting the item. So you got to keep that in mind as well, that it is indeed cheaper. Alright, so I'm sure you guys all know that the blast resistance of leaves is absolutely crappy. And yeah, we're going to switch it up for just a second. I'm even going to repair this with leaves. So the reason I'm doing this is just because I forgot to do this in my first video, and it's pretty helpful to know. So if there's a piece of TNT going off, you can actually cushion the blow. Let's make sure that we can actually light this thing. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got? Let's be prepared. Let's be professional about this. Put that away. There we go. We'll let that go, and we'll put some TNT over it, or you know, an anvil, and it actually cushions the blow. And just to make sure that you guys know I'm not dilly-dallying here, we'll do it one more time. And this time we will not put anything over it. Back up. There we go. So I think that's just proof that that actually does kind of cushion the blow, and it's pretty helpful. I mean, it could be helpful in PvP games too. Now, while most tools can actually be repaired, there are a few that cannot be, like flint and steel cannot be repaired. You can't repair shears, and you can't repair a fishing rod. But you can repair a hoe if you need to. Repair a hoe. And on top of that, we can also do bows as well. And now, this is probably the best bow that you're going to be able to combine right here, the Power 5, Flame 1, Punch 2, and Infinity 1. And guys, that pretty much wraps it up for today's episode of F.A.C.T.S. Now, if you guys have any questions or anything that I did not try, please leave a comment below and give a thumbs up to the good comments, and I'll try to answer myself. So I do appreciate you guys joining me. Y'all have a good one. Adios. Alright guys, well, as a little notice, I just want to let you guys know that I apologize for not uploading any F.A.C.T.S episode recently, but I will be trying my hardest to get about 2 to 3 out a week. So look forward to that, and we'll catch you later. Be easy.